My name is John Coliton. I'm a business faculty member at the Rockville campus, and I had an opportunity to use, oh, there, she has her coat on. Oh no, I was going to talk all about how great ePortfolios are, but she's not listening to me, and using ePortfolios okay. Okay. Look, ePortfolios. I mentioned it. Okay. Yeah. And SMART goals to achieve a higher level of engagement, hopefully with the students. We started this semester by asking the students to develop 2 or 3 SMART goals and at the same time create an ePortfolio to post those where they could then provide updates in the middle of the semester and then at the end of the semester identify were they successful and also reflect on the process itself. Just to remind all of you, SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. We began the second week of the semester talking about this. I asked the standard classes to create 2 SMART goals, the honors section to create 3 SMART goals, and then the second week of class, developed a rubric together, all of us, on what was an appropriate SMART goal. How do we know that it's specific or measurable or attainable and whatnot? And how do we know what a good one is from a bad one? Third week of class, they've posted these goals. I had a chance to meet individually with each student in my office to discuss the goals at the suggestion of Professor Nake, excellent idea, and talk about, is it going to achieve what they're hoping to achieve. When they weren't meeting with me, they had already been assigned their international business group project, so they were off to working in groups developing that project. The college has an ePortfolio project team, and part of what they promote is a website that introduces WordPress. The advantage of WordPress is it's still here after my class is over. And it's still here after they graduate from Montgomery College. So they can actually take this with them wherever they go. The college ePortfolio project team also provides boilerplate content, a basic structure, guidelines, even little videos on how this stuff works, as well as a Blackboard community for faculty that includes things like rubrics and schedules for a semester. How would you incorporate ePortfolio? So there's a lot of support available for faculty interested in that step. You will end up with if you followed their template, a kind of a standard layout, including navigation about welcome and about me and my goals and my coursework. So I provided to the students a template that said, from my coursework, I want you to create a BSAD 101 page that then links to your goals. And this graphic also identifies the timing at the beginning of the semester, mid-semester, and end of the semester, so they knew how to organize their data and when it was expected to be posted. Following that, I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 28 students, a Monday, Wednesday, 29 students, and a Tuesday, Thursday honors section with 11. So I had a chance to try this in a variety of different classes, fortunately. Because when it came to assessment, of course, we are a very quantitative-driven, numbers-driven, show-me-the-data kind of community these days. So I wanted to make sure I had some numbers that I could point to. Specifically, I hoped 80% of the students, after they posted their SMART goals, would have at least 3 of the 5 elements identified at an acceptable level. Well, the green boxes are at an acceptable level. The yellow boxes need some work. The red boxes, they just don't have a clue. The important thing here are the blue bars. Those are people who didn't turn in anything at all, and there were students that just didn't post anything at all. Well, my goal was 80%, and indeed I was able to hit 81%, so I felt that that was successful in just getting the goals posted. Following that, at midterms, I asked them to not only provide an update, are they likely to achieve those goals, but what evidence do they have to support that update? And Again, green is good, red is bad. I'm getting more and more of those blue bars, students that are just not participating. Even though there are significant points attached to it, they still just didn't seem to get the work done. But I was able to hit 77%, so I hit the numbers. They're made up numbers, but I hit them, so that's good. Third part, 70% of either accurately evaluating their level of success or using specific and relevant evidence or providing meaningful self-reflection on how it affected their learning. Did they hit 2 out of these 3? And sure enough, they did. Fortunately, I did have 3 classes because the very first class, you'll notice lots and lots of blue bars. And I was really concerned as I was grading this first group of students, like, oh my God, what have I done? Are they committing suicide or something? But it actually turned out to be somewhat of an anomaly. It was just that particular class that seemed to have the issue. So I hit my numbers, 79%, which is good. I like numbers, but frankly, I like words better. So when I asked the students, what kind of goals do you have? Some of the sample goals I got were, oh, I want to speak I speak in class at least once every class, which was kind of cool. I like that. I had a student who said, I'm going to write my speech in my notebook and reread it and reread it and reread it until it's stuck in my head. So, okay, if that makes him more comfortable as a presenter, that's great. I had one gentleman say, I'm going to define my role in the team and what am I responsible for, which I appreciate because there's a big group project as part of this class. But of all of these, my favorite was the young lady who was going to teach the 7 main concepts of business to her little brother and then quiz him. She had a 13-question quiz to see if he got it or not. I thought that was a great goal. Well, did they do it? In the evaluations, things like, well, I picked up a planner. I've never done that before. And I've been more organized. I'm glad to hear that. Our group has been in touch, and we worked great as a group. I wish we had done a few more group assignments. In 30 years of teaching, I have never had a student ask for more group projects. This is the only time I've ever seen that. So clearly, he felt that this helped him be effective in the group. One student said I took notes while I was reading the book, and it helped. And gee, if I knew it worked this well, I would have started doing this my first semester. So, not all of them are great. One of them was, you know what? I just want to get an A. That's it. Really, if you look at this, all my classes, I just want to get an A. So, we don't reach everybody, but hopefully we reached a few. Reading business made me interested and more motivated in being a business major. And this one forced me to go to a place where I would not be distracted by noise. And it turns out that place is the library. And if you go to the library, then you can apply this not only to our class, but to other classes and be more productive. And finally, it helped me not just succeed in this class, but in all of my classes. So if you had really good students last semester, you're welcome. It worked. This is the kind of evidence that I got again and again. I'm going to take notes during my reading. Well, people took pictures of their notes and posted them. My favorite was the student who took a selfie with his notes. And there he is with his book. He was a very creative student, and you can tell with the different colors and fonts and sizes and all that. But he took a selfie of himself with his notes, and that was his evidence that he had taken notes on product design and development. My reflections, meeting week 3, I really do think helped establish a rapport and helped make it okay for the students to come to my office. Having the students create criteria for their goals, create the rubrics as a group, much higher degree of buy-in. They were much more willing to or seemed to understand what was expected of them. My sample, when we were doing the rubric, I had a good goal that said I'm going to basically read and take notes, and a bad, I'm going to read and take notes. And we compared the two, and sure enough, a lot of the SMART goals I got were, I'm going to read and take notes. Yeah, which is not a bad goal. I'm okay with that. Keeping the portfolio off-site, I think, is wonderful. We talked about how to turn it into what's called a showplace portfolio or a show-off portfolio, or different names for that. Think about having students report at the end of the semester. I'm still tossing that up in the air. But truly, overall, I do think it had a positive effect on their engagement. I did have a slightly lower DFW rate, but I'm not sure that that was significant because it was a small set. So that's my spiel, and I'm going to turn it over to Tom and talk about chemistry.